Big cable companies are losing over 100,000 subscribers per month. Consumers are getting smarter, and we realize there are better ways to watch TV. And today we're talking about one of those options and one of the most cost-efficient ways of doing this. A big shout out to my sponsor, The Home Depot. If you want to buy this product or any smart home items, make sure you check out The Home Depot using my links below. This is the $30 Roku Premier. It's a small set-top box which uses HDMI to plug into your TV, and this gives you access to over 500,000 movies and over 4,500 Roku channels. Obviously, you may need a subscription to purchase some of these movies or TV shows, but regardless, you have access to those here. Now, its biggest rival is going to be the Fire Stick from Amazon, obviously, and there are some big differences. So the Fire Stick is $49 and it's using Amazon's interface, which has Android as a backbone. But when it comes to applications, it is severely limited compared to Roku's application base. Roku has more channels, more applications, and overall just a better user experience than the Amazon Fire Stick. Also, it's cheaper. It's actually the cheapest way to get 4K HDR on your TV from a set-top box. So this price may seem like it's too good to be true. Comparing this one, then you have other Roku sticks that can go up to $150. The number one thing for me is going to be the remote control. So it's using IR technology to control the box, meaning the remote has to be pointed directly at it for it to work. Now that's not really a big deal for a lot of situations, but this does pose a problem, especially if you need to set the set-top box up in an area that is visible. It can ruin some of the aesthetics in your setup, and also the cables that's provided are very, very short. I found myself having to use a generic HDMI cable and not the one that it came with because it was just too short for my setup. The small cabling aside, once you do find a way to get it set up and you turn it on, then the experience is what you'd expect from any Roku device. Easy to use and extremely fast. Roku has the easiest setup process out of all the set-top boxes. You just need to connect it to Wi-Fi and sign into the services you use like Netflix, YouTube, or any of the apps that it supports. The Roku Premier also automatically changes its settings to match your TV, so you don't have to fumble around settings to make the screen look right. It does it automatically. And within 10 minutes, you're in the interface and you're ready to watch some new content. So if you never used Roku before, let's talk about the interface a little bit. It's just big and bold. I don't think it's the prettiest thing out there, but it's extremely simple to use. Everything is laid out in an icon grid, which is intuitive. Now, one thing that makes it intuitive is the universal search. And you can do a search for a TV show or movie and it finds where it's at on the Roku for you. It gives you options for watching, whether it's on Netflix for free or it's something you need to purchase to watch. And that makes finding exactly what you want to watch extremely easy to do. So for example, let's say I want to watch Jumanji. I just do a search for Jumanji and it tells me where it's at. I don't have to dive into apps like, is it on Netflix? Is it on Prime? You just type it in and it pops up and I see all the options for purchase and for renting. I will say the interface does lack some of the settings I would like, but it's really geared to be extremely easy and extremely quick to get to where you need to. If you need more settings or some deeper menu structure, then one of the more expensive Roku sticks will probably be better for you, but this one right here is extremely bare bones and really can't ask for a lot. This little box supports 4K HDR, which actually kicks out a very nice picture. Some of the HDR content I'm watching on my LG TV right now just looks very, very clean and looks crisp. This part may get a little technical if you're not in the TVs, but bear with me here. It's using HDR10, which is pretty limited these days. So anything that is Dolby Vision or the newer HDR10 Plus, the TV cannot see it. What does that mean? That just means you're not getting the best picture quality on some of the new content that is out there. But for most people, they won't even notice the difference between HDR10 Plus and HDR10 and Dolby Vision. That is just different formats these movies are shot in, and it gives you the best possible picture. But regardless, looking at this TV right now, it still looks very good. Now, all Roku devices have a very similar remote, but this one is watered down a little bit. So it has 4 apps for quick access, and the remote does not feature any volume control. And once again, you have to point it directly at the box for it to work. But for what it's worth, there is actually a Roku app that I prefer using anyways, and I find it a much better experience using the app. Adding this functionality to a TV is pretty much priceless, giving you access to 4,500 different apps and over 500,000 movies and TV shows. So if you want to pick one up, make sure you head to the Home Depot or use my links down below to the Home Depot and you can grab one today. I'm Kevin the Tech Ninja. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.